Watch what happens when I buy a bag of chips with my credit card. It says there I'm only going to pay $1.50, but when I swipe, it costs more. And there's no sign that lets me know that ahead of time. Being on horseback adds about 3 extra feet to an officer's height. It's that extra height that helps one mounted officer do the work of 10 on foot. The family's home feels empty, but their heart's even emptier after Kylie Palmer's body was found on the side of a road in Lexington yesterday. But we weren't satisfied with that answer, so we contacted the vending company in Miami. Here's what they said. When hunger strikes and you don't have cash, you'll probably swipe. It seems convenient, and UK has about 100 snack machines with credit card readers.
Because of their credit card readers, I really do feel that the majority of them are being used a lot more.
It's nice to have the convenience because I don't carry cash in my wallet very much, so, you know.
But watch what happens when I buy a bag of chips with my credit card. It says there I'm only going to pay $1.50, but when I swipe,
please choose the desired product.
It costs more. And there's no sign that lets me know that ahead of time.
I mean, it's effectively false advertising. They're telling you one price and whoops, it ends up something else by the time you actually pay for it.
But it was definitely more than what the price in the machine was.
When you look at your account statement, there's no doubt about it. An extra 25 cents charge.
Something like that adds up, especially if you're not really paying attention to something like that.
UK Dining Services switched vending companies last July. They say they weren't aware of the extra charge.
I've been assured by our executive director that there is not a fee attached to these at all.
But that assurance was wrong. There is a fee, as he saw in the reporting of this story.
We took out 120 plus machines, we put them all in, and until somebody lets us know, it just might have been one of those things that was just overlooked.
But we weren't satisfied with that answer, so we contacted the vending company in Miami. Here's what they said. There's a cash discount for purchases, so the prices reflected in the machine are for cash purposes. Credit cards may result in a merchant fee, which is assessed by the bank. Tennant says the company aims for transparency and will have labels posted by the end of the month to warn customers of the possible fee. Just as their horses must overcome obstacles in training before hitting the streets, the mounted police unit has had to overcome obstacles of its own. Marty Parks is one of 2 mounted officers remaining in Lexington. 6 officers left the unit through retirement or transfer within the past year. He says money problems have left those spots vacant.
This being the horse capital of the world, you got to have horses.
The officers use horses as icebreakers to get tips on crime.
And we go from this big, huge neighborhood to all these problems to find out, you know what, really it's that house down there on the corner. That's really who's causing all the problems. But a lot of that's after they talk to us about our horses and stuff like that. So getting information like that and being able to utilize that for the police department is a very valuable tool.
Parks never rode a horse before joining the unit. He was actually scared of them. They used that intimidation for crowd control. Being on horseback adds about 3 extra feet to an officer's height. It's that extra height that helps one mounted officer do the work of 10 on foot. But 2 officers aren't enough.
The horses have to be maintained 7 days a week, so that puts a whole lot of work on the 2 of us, and then the events that they want us to do, it's really hard.
Mounted units across the country have faced challenges because of the economy, some to the point of shutting down. But the Lexington unit, though small, is here to stay.
We're hoping to beef the numbers back up and get the unit back to full strength again, but it's still going to take some time.
Johnson says a volunteer field rider program that trains officers from other units has been helping since January. He expects Lexington to have 4 to 6 mounted officers by the end of the year. Kristin Martin, UK Student News Network. A right promised by our founding fathers. Freedom of religion, but some say it needs more protection.
You can't have a society like this. It has as many liberties as we do. And you have Christians who are feeling, they're getting the short end of the stick.
House Bill 279 says unless the government can show a compelling interest, it can't substantially burden someone with state or local laws that go against their religious beliefs.
Jesus said, you live in the world, you don't be of it, there are going to be trials, there are going to be persecutions.
Constitutional scholar William Throw says his minister wife, Julie, only marries couples she believes God would bless.
The state could never say to her, if you want to marry heterosexual couples, you must also marry homosexual couples.
Opponents of the bill worry protecting religions, like this one, could lead them to court. One UK student says renting an apartment could be hard.
Could I get an apartment with a roommate? Will someone perceive that as being, we're romantically involved and say, no, you can't do that. That's against my religion.
Throw says that's not likely.
The government's compelling interest in eliminating discrimination in housing would trump the individual's religious interest.
Arnold says win or lose.
And someone has to take that to court. That's a battle that shouldn't be fought. We should be beyond that point.
Throw says he understands concerns, but the bill helps people respect their religion and receive government benefits, not discriminate.
I think this strikes an appropriate balance.
Kristin Martin, UK Student News Network.